All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're getting into two types of data that, honestly, you have to know if you're in the data world. We're talking about structured and unstructured data.
So, to kick things off, let's think about it like this. You walk into a restaurant, you get a menu. Everything is perfectly organized, right? Appetizers, main courses, desserts. That's your structured data. But then, think about the kitchen. It's a bit chaotic, right? You've got chefs yelling orders, handwritten notes, maybe a few sticky notes on the fridge. That's your unstructured data. Both are super important for making a great meal, but you gotta handle them differently.
To make this all feel real, let's put ourselves in some shoes. Imagine you're a data analyst at a food delivery app, let's call it Hungry Now, and your big mission? Make the customers happier. Simple, but not so easy.
Okay, first up, let's check out our neatly packed ingredients. We're going to see how this super organized, clean data gives us a starting point for what's actually going on.
So, what is structured data, really? Well, think of it as information that just fits perfectly into nice, tidy boxes. It's got a predefined format, like a spreadsheet with perfect rows and columns. Everything has a label, it's predictable, and it's pretty easy to work with. At our app, Hungry Now, this is really our bread and butter. We're talking about all the basics: customer names, their postcodes, every single order ID with its price and exact time, the delivery status, and of course, those all-important star ratings. It's all the stuff that lives happily in our databases. And here's the magic of it. Because this data is so organized, we can ask it questions really, really fast. We can use a language like SQL to pull exactly what we need, build reports, and create dashboards that show us key numbers like, say, our average delivery time or how many orders we got today. It's quick and it's reliable. But, and this is a big but, does this data really tell us the whole story? I mean, we can see what happened. We know an order was late. We know a customer left a 2-star rating. But we have no idea why. We're totally missing the context, the human element behind all those numbers. And yeah, to find that why, we've got to step out of that clean database and get our hands a little dirty. We need to dive into the messy but oh so meaningful world of unstructured data. So, what's unstructured data? Well, it's pretty much everything else. All the info that you just can't cram into neat rows and columns. It's kind of chaotic, sure, but it's absolutely packed with rich details.
For Hungry Now, this is where we find the real gold. It's that customer comment that just says, "My food was cold." It's the picture of a crushed pizza box, that voice note from a driver who's stuck in traffic, or a screenshot of a weird bug in the app. This is where the real stories are.
So how in the world do you make sense of all this chaos? You can't just run a simple query, right? Instead, we have to use more advanced tools like natural language processing, or NLP. This helps us scan through all that text to find common themes and even figure out the sentiment. Is the customer happy, angry, just a little bit annoyed? Okay, so we've looked at both sides of the coin. Now let's bring them together. Because when you combine those neat ingredients with all the messy, meaningful bits, that's when you finally get the full picture, the complete data feast. When you boil it all down, the difference is actually pretty simple. Structured data tells you what happened, the hard numbers, the quantitative facts. But unstructured data, that tells you why it happened. It gives you the qualitative story, the all-important context. So let's just quickly break down the technical differences. Structured data has that rigid, predefined model. It lives in SQL tables, super easy to query. Unstructured data is the complete opposite. It's flexible, has no fixed format, and you need more complex tools to make sense of it. One gives you clean KPIs, the other gives you the context and the nuance. Okay, so why does any of this actually matter? Because learning how to use both is, frankly, the secret recipe for success in any data job. Let's look at how this plays out for different roles. If you're a data analyst, you're using both to build dashboards that don't just show a problem, they explain it. If you're a data engineer, you're building the pipelines to handle these two very different types of information. And for data scientists? Oh man, unstructured data is just fuel for training powerful machine learning models that can actually understand human language. And look, this isn't just theory.
This has a real impact. Back at Hungry Now, the team did something brilliant. They added a little section to their main dashboard that used NLP to show the top complaint themes from all those customer comments. And the result? People actually started using the dashboard. Engagement shot up by 35%. Why? Because it finally told a story people could act on. It gave them the why. So, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Becoming great with data isn't just about being a whiz with numbers. It's about learning to listen to both the numbers and the rich, messy stories that are hidden in words, images, and, human feelings. So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Just look around you, in your own work, your own projects. What's the messy data that everyone is ignoring? And what incredible story is just sitting there waiting for you to tell it?